and welcome back to the Blue and Gold Report. We are joined next by freshman tennis player Jonathan Hammel. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks.
Okay, we're going to get right into it. The team is off to a bit of a rough start, 2-9 overall, but you beat ranked teams, Fresno State, number 70 at the time, and you nearly picked off Santa Clara, ranked 53rd in the nation, Sunday. What's kind of your assessment of the season so far?
I think definitely we had a slow start, but with a lot of the new guys on the team, we're kind of getting the groove of how college tennis is, and we're kind of building up the team chemistry. So it might have been slow, but we're picking things up, and we're hoping to see a few more wins in the near future.
So you talked a little bit about the team chemistry. You're one of 6 freshmen. Is that something that's taking some getting used to for everybody, or what's kind of been the problem with chemistry or the obstacle with the chemistry so far?
Actually, chemistry has kind of been our strong point.
Okay.
Basically, our whole, all the guys on our team are within 40 or 50 miles from the school,
Okay.
and we all basically grew up knowing each other. So we all knew each other, and once we started playing, we all kind of clicked, and it's just building a team and building our competitive spirit, and yeah.
Now, you've been on the road a lot, after the fall tournament. You started your spring, and I think since January, you've only played at home 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
You'll play Ball State this Wednesday, and that's match number 4 at home. Has that been one of the obstacles this year? Is playing on the road pretty tough, and being away from the comfort of being at home?
I think having a home crowd is definitely a lot nicer, but I think all of us, when we were playing in the juniors, we were traveling a lot. We're used to playing on the road, and when we're playing in the juniors, it's always individual, and now we're traveling with a team. We have a group of guys to support each other, so I don't think it's affecting us too much.
So that's not an excuse in your mind?
No, it's not an excuse.
You have Central Florida this Wednesday. I think I said Ball State, but you have Central Florida. What do you guys need to focus on going into this week to kind of turn your season around?
The biggest thing for us is to come into our doubles playing strong. Our last few matches, we've had a few slow starts, so if we can come in, everybody motivated, everybody just pumped up to play, and just stick it to them in the very beginning, then we'll just work from there and see what happens.
Now, I know Coach Kroneman really emphasizes winning the doubles point, because then statistically you don't have to win as many singles points. And you've played with several partners this year: Ryan Chung, Jacob Jung, Jonathan Poon, Tyler Pham, Shuhei. Who is the partner that you feel most comfortable playing with?
I think so far this season, in the spring season, I've played the most with Shuhei.
Okay.
And I only played 1 match with Chung.
Okay.
Shuhei and I, we actually played when we were 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So we've known each other for a really long time, and so far we've been playing pretty well. We've had a few good wins, and we kind of click together when we play, so that's been good.
Was there any issue of comfort at the beginning? I mean, there's obviously some. You played when you were 14, but not since then, and now you're playing doubles again. Was any adjustment, or did you guys just click right away?
No, there wasn't really much of an adjustment. We played around with a lot of the lineups in the beginning of the season during the fall, when we started practice, and for us, we just started playing well together, so Coach decided to put us together, and we had enough practice so that any bumps or anything were just taken care of, and there's nothing to worry about.
Now, I spoke with Maravik last week from the women's team, and she talked about her partner, her doubles relationship with Sarah. Are you the player that likes to play the baseline and Shuhei plays at the net, or is it vice versa? What style of tennis do you like to play in doubles?
Our coach is always trying to say that our teams are split up into, there's the guy who's the knife, who's in the front trying to take care of everything and putting balls away, and then there's the guy in the back who just gets everything back. And we've kind of set up I'm the knife, I'm the person who's in the front that's attacking everything.
Okay.
And Shuhei's the guy who's just kind of steady and kind of keeping everything secure and stable, and then we can work together that way.
In men's doubles, is it important that you be able to switch roles, really, or not? Or is it better to just stick to what your strength is and play an entire season in doubles that way?
I think in the time frame of a match, I think, and in individual points, the most important thing is essentially to get both guys just at the net attacking. So Shuhei starts off the point, kind of getting the balls back, and that's kind of his goal.
Okay.
But once we get a shot that we can all move in on and attack, then everybody's attacking.
Okay.
And just trying to finish the points off as quick as we can.
What are the communications like when you're both attacking at the same time? At that point, it's just fast volleys back and forth,
Yeah.
I think. How do you guys handle the communications? How do you guys decide? It can't be just a matter of who's closest to the ball, or is it?
For the most part, it is.
Okay.
We know that if it ever comes in the middle, I play the ad side, like the
Okay.
backhand side, so I'm always taking the middle because that's my forehand. And besides that, it's just kind of whoever calls it. Like if you see a ball, you just shout out yours, you shout out mine.
Okay.
And then a lot of it's just kind of instinct. If you see a ball that you think you can just run across and smack it, then you run across in front of your partner, and then he has to cover behind you.
Okay.
So you all just kind of you talk, but you also just kind of see what your partner's doing, and then you just go from there.
And after playing enough matches together, you probably develop an instinct
Yeah.
of how that's all going to work. Do you prefer doubles or do you prefer singles?
I actually have always preferred doubles.
Okay.
I really enjoy the fast pace, just the really aggressive nature of it. I feel like singles can kind of drag out a bit longer. The points get longer. So doubles, I really enjoy that a lot more.
Now, turning our attention to singles for a quick moment, you talked about Coach Kernman kind of designated you as the knife in doubles. Are you more likely to rush the net as a singles player, or do you play more steady?
I think when it comes to singles, you have the same mindset of trying to rush the net, trying to close things off, but you just can't rush it as quick as you can in doubles.
Okay.
You wait for your opportunities, you play the points until you get the short ball, and then you come in and then you do what you're supposed to do and end the points as quick as you can.
Now I'm going to get a little bit technical, but when you're, in singles, when you're playing an opponent, what are you looking for that tells you, I'm going to rush the net on this guy as often as I can?
If you see that you can get him off balance, you're keeping the balls deep enough that he's stepping back and he's like 5 or 6 feet behind the baseline,
Okay.
and his balls are landing short around the service line that you can step in and get him about shoulder high, then you know that's when you can attack and close in the net and put away the volleys.
Now, if you see someone on the opposite end who's at the net, now I know it's not etiquette to actually, launch a ball at someone's head, but can you go for the feet? Do you try to handcuff them a little bit? Is that all part of it, or is that not etiquette as well?
You usually go for the feet.
Okay. Because that's definitely hard to defend.
Yeah.
The little tennis that I've played, I don't, I want everything out here in my wingspan.
Sometimes you have to worry when the guys are going right at you.
Right.
But, usually it's never really personal.
Okay.
They're just trying to do the best to get the ball by you, and if it's coming right at you, it's really hard to hit. So usually you try to find ways around them, but if that's not an alternative, you go right at them, and you just hope for the best.
Now, I've watched some, professional tennis, and sometimes when they put a little chip shot, right at the net that drops in, you always see them tip the cap, as an apology. Why is that? Why does that necessitate an apology?
Well, I don't know. It's
kind of in the world of tennis.
It's just kind of like bad luck for the other guy. You're saying like, I didn't mean to hit it in a way that you couldn't have any possible way of getting it back.
Okay.
But like, that's just
But
what
isn't
happened.
that part of the game, though? You want to put it where they can't get it?
It's kind of a formality. You just kind of say sorry, but inside a lot of the times you're kind of just cheering for yourself.
So no one really means it?
So, yeah, you could say that. Yeah, that's basically what happens.
Okay. This week, again, you have Central Florida on Wednesday. Then you travel to Vegas and you play Ball State and UNLV. Do we know anything about Ball State?
We haven't really talked about the teams yet.
Okay.
We don't really know much.
Okay.
The older guys will know a few things about the different teams, but mostly for the freshmen, we're meeting everybody the first time, and we're seeing everything, so we're just taking what the coaches tell us, and we're going from there.
How has it been for you as a freshman traveling so much and playing so much tennis? You play in the fall, you play in the spring, you're playing pretty much year-round. And you were a biomedical engineering major, now you're an informatics major. How has that been for you, transitioning from high school?
I'm actually really loving it. I think the traveling is just a great experience.
Okay.
And so far my teachers have been pretty flexible, working around like the travel schedule. I know sometimes you have to miss classes, but they're flexible. You can figure out stuff from other people in your classes. So like in the way of schoolwork, it's really not that much of a conflict, because I mean they're all flexible and it works well. And then
And you're able to keep up. You're a smart guy.
I try.